What's going on, Geek Pit? Welcome to another episode of Geeks Top 10, where this episode we're going to be counting down your top 10 worst movies ever. So bad, I think I want to vomit right about now. So let's just indulge in what do you think the worst movies of all time are? Because there are, to be honest, in my personal opinion, I think there are so many bad movies. I tend to forget about a lot of them. I can't remember half of them, but we got a great top 10 for you. And there might be some top 10s that I have not even thought about. So, because like I said, you probably forget about all these top 10 movies. So, anyway, without further ado, let's give a Geek Pit welcome to our guest today, Steph from the UK. How's it going?
Hey y'all, what's happening? How are we good?
We're good. Yeah, we're all live. We're live, buddy. We're live.
Awesome, awesome. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. So,
Go
so
going back to
introduce.
what you said earlier. Sorry,
What's
going
that?
back to what you said earlier. I think there's actually more bad movies than there are good movies.
There are because I think we tend to forget about the really really bad ones. But since this is like your first time on the podcast, why don't you just introduce yourself?
So I am Steph Tanner. I am the main host of a three-part set called Section 4 Wrestling. We are mainly on YouTube where the big boys play, but we also delve into Twitter and TikTok. And here we are now on StreamYard.
StreamYard. Yeah, you're getting your feet wet with StreamYard right about there. So
Sure, sure.
yeah. So we got our top 10. So I guess we should let the guests go first. What is the top 10? That's drum roll, please,
Okay,
for number 10.
so number 10. I'm a massive fan of the franchise. There have been 6 films so far, but by far this was the worst one in the series and one of the worst films of all time. And it's not the third one. I'm going for the second one, Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Lost World. Yeah, that one was not a great one. Actually, to be honest, the 1990 series was not good, except for the original. The original was probably the best one. I did enjoy Jurassic World, the Jurassic World series. Those are pretty good though, and
Yeah,
the original Jurassic Park. Who could ever forget Newman playing the villain in that movie?
yeah, absolutely. I think the problem with this film, the film's tagline is The Lost World.
Yeah,
Yet we only saw 20 minutes of the island in that film. Ludicrous. They brought T Rexes to, I don't know if it was LA or New York. Um, it didn't make sense. There was no need to do that.
let's bring the dinosaurs to San Diego. You know what I mean?
San Diego, yeah,
It was
yeah.
San Diego. San Diego. Yeah. What was the name of the Isle Nuba, right? I believe the
Island Uber, Island
Right.
Uber, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The acting was terrible. The story of the film was terrible. How they had to rescue this baby T Rex. What? Why? You should. It's a T Rex. Whether it's a baby or a full grown T Rex, it's still a T Rex. You stay away from
Yeah. Wayne Knight as Newman. Yeah.
that.
The
Yeah,
whole
he's not exactly a Oscar nominating actor though, is he? Let's be honest.
the whole Marine series with John Cena, they said was their number 10 right there.
You lost me after the Marina. the
No.
the first one was good. I gave up after that.
All right, let's go with Geeks number 10 right here.
Let's
Um,
go.
this is a Marvel movie. You would not think that Marvel would do really really bad movies, but and this is actually the title of it, The Marvels. I did not enjoy the latest Marvel movie with Brie Larson. I did not. I thought it was very dull. It was very boring. They didn't get to the point, and that's gonna be on my list as my number 10 right there. So
My problem is, I also felt like I needed to put some kind of Marvel film into my top 10 list. but I did find it very hard. However, in my defense, that is the only Marvel thing I've not seen yet. I'm still waiting to see the
Okay.
Marvels.
I guess I didn't explain the ending, that little secret ending, which was actually a spoiler, but I can't say it now because you haven't seen it. So, you know.
I am diehard Marvel. I don't want to know.
All right. So, all right, we'll go to number 9 right now. What's your number 9? So,
Right, so this one, once again, I'm a massive fan of the franchise, but this was a reboot, a standalone film. In 2001, we saw Matt Damon in the lead role of Planet of the Apes.
is this the Tim Burton one? This is the Tim Burton one we're talking
The
about.
Tim Burton one, I believe, no, I forget her name. It had quite a good cast. Gary Oldman was in it. I can't remember the lady who was in it, but it was trash. Absolute trash.
It was trash.
They tried to bring a 1960s classic to the 20th century and modernize it. I don't get me wrong. The new trilogy. I know we've got another one coming out this week or next week.
Yeah, that one looks good. I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be
Absolutely.
Great.
But I've also read that that's going to be a reboot.
It's not. I don't think it's a reboot. I think that it's like a continuation from the Kingdom, the Rise.
Yeah.
The War for the Planet of the Apes. It's going to be all that same, the whole same series. So
Yeah. So definitely looking forward to that. However, the 2001 version, it's a thumbs down.
Thumbs down right there. Paul Giamatti was in that too, as well.
Yes, he was. Was he the orangutan?
He was the orangutan. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
The Three Stooges movie from a decade ago. Oh, I remember that movie. Will Sasso was in that movie.
Yeah. See, the problem with the Three Stooges, I don't know much about the Three Stooges. They haven't really transcended over to the UK.
Yeah.
To us, he's the same as Pee Wee Herman.
Mm-hmm.
Not many of us over here know about him. We have our own versions of the Three Stooges. But yeah, I'll take your word on that, though. I know it's a big following in America.
Yeah, but Three Stooges, it's like slapstick comedy. All they do is just they slap each other around. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So we had Laurel and Hardy. Have you ever heard of those guys?
I've never heard of Laurel and Hardy, but it's
that's the UK version.
It's kind of like a Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what Three Stooges kind of like, that slapstick comedy. They go around slapping each other. And stuff like that.
It's easy humor. Very easy humor. Yeah.
Easy.
But you don't have to say. Absolutely.
Yeah, that was great. My number 9. But we're delving off topic right here. We're just talking about Three Stooges, man. But we're delving off topic. This movie, I know it was planned as a serious movie, and I just found it boring. And you have a bunch of comedians in this movie that try to create a drama. It didn't click for me. It didn't work. It was a great movie, but the title was just so misleading. I'm gonna go Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, funny people. Why can't we just get a comedy, what they do best, as Seth Rogen and Adam Sandler? We had to get a dramedy out of it, and I was very disappointed in this movie. So a lot of people love this movie, but
especially with Adam Sandler, because Adam Sandler always plays Adam Sandler.
Yes.
So let Adam Sandler be Adam Sandler.
Yes. And Seth Rogen is always just that, that goofball. So you put those two together, could get a classic comedy movie. But instead, we got this dramedy, this dried out dramedy. And then you had Jason Schwartzman, who was in that movie as well.
Yeah.
And who was another comedian. And you just couldn't you had like 3 comedians in this movie calling it funny people. It's just very misleading. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
sure.
That's going to be my number 9 right there. And we get some more comments. We got Free Willy is another one right there.
Free Willy, good shout. Good shout.
I mean, I enjoyed Free Willy as a kid. I watched that movie 100 times. That's probably one of my favorite movies. So I wouldn't I wouldn't vote that as one of the worst movies, but that's someone's opinion, though. Yeah. But yeah. So what's your number? We're gonna go with number 8 right about now. So
Right, so number 8, I'm sticking with the monkey theme. I'm going for Peter Jackson's version of King Kong.
King Kong. You did not like King
Mm.
Kong.
I love King Kong. I love the monster verse, but what I didn't like about this film, um, it's a shame really because you had a really good cast. You had Jack Black, Naomi Watts. You even had Tom Hanks's son in it, Colin Hanks,
Yeah.
and Andy Serkis, who also played Caesar
Caesar
in
and
Planet of the
Planet of the
Apes,
Apes. Yeah, Planet of the Apes. Yeah.
as well as Gollum. So you've
He
got a
plays
great
so
cast
many
set, but
parts. He plays.
yeah, for me, it was too much about the CGI. I know in the MonsterVerse films, that's all the films are CGI, but um, even the sets, everything felt fake about this film. Uh, Too much about the action. Where for me, if you're going to reboot a King Kong film, you don't need a lot of action in it.
Yeah.
It's more
So
about the story of the love between King Kong and Naomi Watts. It's a bit radical, but it worked in all the other bits.
I mean, but the thing is that it wasn't the line in the movie. It wasn't the plane that killed the beast. It was the beauty that killed the beast. So I mean, it kind of does make sense because King Kong was in love with her. So you know.
Yeah. And
But
I love. I think that's a brilliant aspect of the film, which we've seen many times before. I can't remember the actor's name. Goldie Hawn's husband, Kurt
yeah,
Russell.
yeah.
The '80s version. That was a brilliant film.
Uh-huh.
But no, this one just didn't do it for me.
Yeah. Yes. So, all right. I'm going to go with my number 8 right about now. My number 8 right here is I waited, was it 13 years for this movie to come out? And they always say the longer, the better the movie is. This movie did not prove it. Being 3 hours and 15 minutes, waited 10 to 15 years for this movie to come out. I'm talking about Avatar 2 is my number 8 right here because I was so disappointed. If they would have cut this movie down to maybe 2.5, maybe 2:45, I think this movie could have been a little bit better. But and maybe if they waited a little bit longer, besides Disney rushing to get this movie out, I think this movie could have excelled as a better movie. But I think they rushed it a little bit too long. I could have waited another 15 years for this movie. So,
and I think another part of the problem is as well, like you said, like you mentioned earlier, in number 10, the Marvels. This is Disney constant building up more footage just to add to their online subscription service. I get your point. Maybe it was rushed a bit, or maybe they shouldn't have overran so long. And I think there's plans on 2 more films.
yeah, there's a couple more films. There's plans on a couple more films they got going on.
Yeah. I mean, just last year I was down in Universal. I think it was Universal. We went on the Avatar ride.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was incredible. And for me, that was enough. Those 3 minutes was pure beauty.
Yeah.
Great
ride. Which ride are we talking about? We're talking about the boat ride. We're talking about the motorcycle.
Oh no, I just remembered the boat ride.
Yeah. the boat ride wasn't good, so
I'm still having flashbacks from the ride. It's a very creepy ride. No, I'm talking about the one with the motorbikes. That was phenomenal.
Yeah. We also have March of the Wooden Soldiers, another bad one right there.
I've not heard of this one.
Yeah.
Is that why it's so bad?
That's another bad one. They're saying the comments. So, but yeah, that's number 8. And we go to number 7 now.
So I'm a massive fan of Eddie Murphy. He's done a lot of bad films, especially in the early noughties and the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
This one being in that list of late 90s bad Eddie Murphy films, Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Aren't they coming out with another one?
Yeah, it's on Netflix in July, I think.
June or July? Yeah.
Um,
Now, are you excited about the new Beverly, or you this one disappointed you so much that that
well, Amazon they did the sequel of Coming to America, and
yeah,
I think it was a terrible film. It was a
that
nod.
I should have put that one on my list. You know that
It
that
was a
was a
handshake. It was a handshake to the fans of the original, but it's more of a case of look who we've got back, and I think that's going to be the case for the next Beverly Hills Cop film. But my biggest problem with this film, the third part, they took away what Axel Foley was in the first two films, and they took away all of his humour. They took away all the swearing, which to me is what makes Eddie Murphy great: his swearing and fast-paced talking. Yeah, it didn't sit very well with me. Very corny, very slapstick, hanging off Ferris wheels and things.
That's
Crazy.
yeah. So yeah, number 7. So you say Beverly Hills Cop, right? Is your number 7? My
Yeah.
number 7 is it's based on a Broadway show. Uh, a lot of people really hated this movie. Like hated this movie with a passion. They love the show, but they hate the movie. You might be familiar with this one. The movie Cats.
Oh yes.
The movie Cats. It's like, the catnip, the cat's all smoking the marijuana
Yeah.
in the movie. So I mean, what, like, it sprinkled down. I mean, it was like, what the heck were they thinking when they did this movie? They did not pluck from the original Broadway show at all.
Sure. And Jason Derulo and James Corden, they're not exactly actors, are they? Let alone sing. Well, Derulo can sing, but I don't know about James Corden.
A lot of them can't sing. They would. I think a lot of it was they used a lot of Pro Tools. You know what I mean by Pro
Yeah.
Tools? Like they
Yeah.
they enhance their voice to make their voice sound better than they already do. So
You can't make James Corden sound any better.
but I think, yeah, like I said, I think Jason Derulo had a good voice. So
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think he used any Pro Tools for that one.
And it's ironic you picked this film. My partner, she's a performing artist, and I was asking her. I said, "Look, I'm struggling to find 10 films that are terrible that people may know." And the first film she said was Cats.
It's like maybe if they made it as a British movie, I think I would appreciate it a little bit more.
Maybe what about yeah?
Because that's where it started, right? It started in London, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
And then it came over here to America to Times Square. So
yeah. I've seen the musical, and it's very strange. People dressed up in cats crawling around you all around the arena. It's something else.
I really enjoy, what I enjoy about the play is like when they first start to play, it's like they have all these glowing eyes looking at you.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool, though. But
absolutely.
this
As
could be
a visual.
this could be like another topic right now. This could be Geeks Top 10 Best Musicals right there. It could be another top 10. There you go. There's another suggestion right there.
We'll see you next week.
But yeah, so number 7, worst films,
So,
Cats, and I thought this was very disappointing. So
absolutely.
number 6 for you.
Number 6. Now, as I said at the start of your video, I'm a massive wrestling fan. However, my number one sport is basketball. And unfortunately, at the time, I loved this film. Back in 1994, I was 9 years old. I was obsessed with this film. I had it on VHS, watched it all the time. Looking back now, after seeing it just recently, Blue Chips.
Blue Chips?
Do you know this?
I have not seen this movie.
I don't even know if it went to the cinemas. I'm assuming it probably did over at your side. It starred Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal.
Blue Chips. I don't think I saw
Really
it.
bells.
It was bad?
So basically, it's terrible. So the premise of the film, Nick Nolte is a struggling coach of a basketball team. I think in Indianapolis. Don't quote me on that. He's going through a terrible divorce. His team are useless. So he calls upon the NBA to get some of their top stars, like Shaquille O'Neal. I think Larry Bird might have been in there as well, amongst a few others. And then they win. So, it's the typical, the good guys win. One side note, though, Nile Rodgers did the music for this film. There you go.
So Blue Chips is number 6 for you, right?
Blue Chips. That's
Blue Chip. Number 6 for me, my list right now, I got another Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You got Avatar: The Last Airbender. Such a terrible movie from the cartoon, man, and the anime series, but they couldn't do it right, and I'm just mad because M. Night Shyamalan, he's such a great director. I have not hated a movie he's done, but this one was really, really bad. This one, and they did not stay true to the story either. So, and number 6 is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Is my number 6 on this one.
Okay. Number 5. The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Yeah,
I enjoy the Lord of the Rings movies.
Absolutely, some of the best films I've ever seen. Haven't really aged very well with the CGI, but yeah, whatever. They were great films, but I don't think they should have done The Hobbit. And if they did, if they really wanted to do The Hobbit, they should have probably only made one movie. Let's be honest. Lord of the Rings, books, novels were like this big. The Hobbit was this big. You did not need 3 films, and they did progressively get worse. Martin Freeman, he's a British actor. We know him over here more for the American version of The Office. For him to be the star of the film, I don't think the guy can act that well.
Mm-hmm.
He was okay in the Black Panther films, but once again, he was a side cast member. He wasn't the main guy. Yeah, he didn't sit very well with me.
Yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed Lord of the Rings films. I mean, to be honest, I'm not really an Office person. I don't really like the show, but if I have to pick one, I like the Steve Carell version a little bit more.
Yeah. He's a much funnier actor than Ricky Gervais.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I even like the show Parks and Rec. I think Parks and Rec is another great show.
Yeah, that's got a massive following over here as well. I've never actually watched it, but yeah, I hear it's good.
Yeah, but yeah, this is not the best shows. This is Geek's worst movies. So my number 5 right here is, I don't know if you've seen this one, Disaster Movie.
Are these the guys that did the scary movies?
Supposedly they're supposed to be the guys that did Scary Movie, but the writers that did Scary Movie, not the actual guys that wrote it. Like the Wayans brothers, the Wayans brothers did not write this movie. This movie was absolute complete trash. I saw this with a couple of my friends. I felt like I want to walk out of the movie theater. And not only did I feel like I want to walk out there in the movie theater during this movie, I feel like my intelligence was so insulted how bad this movie was. It was not even funny. It was just so friggin' bad. Disaster Movie has to be on my list. My number 5 right there. So.
Okay, number 4. I had to put a horror film in here. I do feel like horror films get a bad rap. It's very good to make. It's very hard to make a good horror film. So there are going to be a lot of bad ones in there. But I've gone for. I think it came out 2 years ago. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I have not seen this. A lot of people liked it though.
I don't get it. The only reason why they made this film, don't you?
Yeah, because Disney's what's the word? Not open. I don't know. Open source. What's it called? Oh, I forgot the word. What?
It could be called that. Yeah.
I forgot what
So
they
now,
got. What you called it? I forgot what you called it though. But
yeah. So
um,
basically, so now they can anybody can have access to
Winnie the Pooh.
names and like Winnie the Pooh, but they can't present it in a certain way. So they can't present it as the Disney version, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Like
Yeah.
they
But
did
I
a
think the
Steamboat Willie.
whole,
They did a Steamboat Willie horror movie, or they're doing one. I think.
I believe that, well, apparently there's going to be a whole Pooniverse now.
What? Oh, Bambi, I heard, is coming out soon.
Bambi, I think Pinocchio's coming out. Yeah, so
It's gonna be
I
weird, man.
just, it sounds great on paper. I really think it sounds great on paper. But if they follow the trend of these Winnie the Pooh films, it it won't last long. And I think as well that the premise of this film, it's all about an older Christopher Robin returning back to 100 Acre Woods, and all the animals have gone crazy because he's been gone for so long. Yeah.
Oh my god, this
The thing
sounded
about
more
the
like a
thing-
comedy than a horror movie in a while.
Oh, it is. It is more of a comedy. And the thing is, you've got all these kids walking around the streets, 10, 11, 12-year-olds saying, Mummy, Mummy, I want to go and see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And it's an R-rated.
You know, in Japan, like kids watch like crazy stuff in these animes. You know that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
But then they
like
look at us and think,
because
we're insane.
it's like, but in America, it's like it has to be PG. In Japan, they could watch like full fighting, people like getting the arms chopped off, and I'm like, what are you watching in Japan? You know, and these are cartoons for like kids.
Yeah, there's less crimes in Japan than there is over here or in America.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just. But yeah, like animes are crazy though. But yeah, number 4 you said was Blood and Honey, right?
For
No,
sure.
oh, so my number
We need the
4.
Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah.
Let's talk about another lovable character right now. Let's talk about he's an iconic character. He had his own movie in 1993. I believe it was 1993, 1992. That era. I'm talking about my number 3 right now is definitely going to be. We're on number 3, right? Number 4. Sorry.
Yeah.
Number 4.
No, number 4.
Number 4. One of the worst movies is the Mario movie in 1993, Super Mario Brothers. How did not what?
Bob Hoskins?
Bob Hoskins, John
Yeah.
Leguizamo was in it. You know, Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper, I believe, was in it too.
Yeah, he played Cooper.
King Koopa. Now,
Cooper, yeah.
for those that have not watched the recent Mario movie, that was a great movie. So, what world would they think smoking back in 1993 when they decided to make Mario in 1993?
To be fair, the 90s was the decade of acid. So looking at that film, I get that.
This movie was so bad. I could go on a rant about this movie. Let's just talk about this movie for a minute. How bad this movie was. So Mario was in a regular world, right? He gets transported not to the Mushroom Kingdom, to Trashland. The Trashland. The Trashland, okay? Not the Mushroom Kingdom, where there's just shit coming down from the sky. It looks like mucus or something like that. Who knows what it is? They say, oh no, it's fungus. I'm like, that's not fungus. That's somebody vomiting right there on set. But
yeah,
it's like, what in the world were they thinking when they made Mario 1993? Such a bad movie right there. They made King Koopa a human being.
And where was Luigi's moustache? Insane.
They made King Koopa a human being in this movie. Okay.
Yeah.
He's a frigging like dinosaur or like, you know, and then he
Yoshi
becomes
wasn't cute.
What?
Yoshi wasn't cute.
No.
Yoshi should have been this little cute green dinosaur, not a yellow dinosaur.
You know what they were thinking? They were thinking, wow, Jurassic Park is really, really popular. Maybe we'll make him look like a friggin' raptor. That's what they probably were thinking in 1993.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
But this movie was just so bad. It has to be my number 4 on one of my worst movies right here. And then
Okay.
he becomes a like Mega Koopa, which he becomes like this dinosaur. You finally see him at the end of the movie. He becomes a dinosaur, and then
Yeah.
to top it all off, the ending of the movie, we get a cliffhanger, which we never got. We never got Luigi, Mario. You have to come see this, and then it goes to black, and that's the end of the movie.
Well,
Such a bad movie.
are you surprised there wasn't a second one?
No, because of how bad. But for the time, I thought the movie was actually pretty good. But looking back at it as an adult and say, wow, this movie was really a piece of shit. So yeah. That was my number 4. That was my rant on Mario right there. Let's go to number 3 now.
So for number 3, I've gone for a 1993 classic. We're not going to talk about it for long. This is why I don't know if you can read that.
I can't really read it.
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, so you had that on your list too, right?
That's my number 3.
That's your number 3. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could talk about your piece right now. Why this is your worst movie right here.
For every reason you've already mentioned, I think you pretty much covered it all. My biggest complaint with comparison to the video game is those dudes with the really, really small heads with the really big dollies.
What are those? They were Koopas. They were
They're
supposed to be Koopas, but they weren't.
They're meant to be mushrooms. They're the biggest mushrooms I've ever seen. No, I've got no more on that. I've got no more on that. I've got no more on that one. No, definitely not.
Oh, this list gets better though. Number 3 right here. Number 3. This is probably oh my god, I can't wait to talk about this one now. Going to rant about this one, how bad this one was. Number 3, Batman and Robin. This was
George Clooney?
George Clooney, yes.
Yeah.
Was Batman. Alicia Silverstone played Batgirl. Chris O'Donnell played Robin. Uma Thurman played Poison Ivy, and Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part about this movie, I'm just gonna say it right now. This is the movie that probably killed that Joel Schumacher Legacy 3 movie that he was probably gonna do another one. This was the reason that bankrupt Warner Brothers and said, you know what? I don't think we want to do another Batman movie ever again. They were so unconfident because they lost so much money out of this one. But what killed the dinosaurs?
The Big Bang.
No, it was Batman and Robin killed the dinosaurs for this one. But no, seriously, that was the worst line Arnold Schwarzenegger could say. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Like that.
I don't remember any of the quotes from that film, or I think there was one. Oh, I feel the chill over Gotham, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, it was a terrible film. And have you seen the new series Fallout?
Which one?
Fallout. Yeah.
Yes.
So the guy
I've been watching a little bit of it.
You know the guy that Ghoul?
Who?
Ghoul. The dude with no nose.
I'm only on episode 1, so I'm struggling to watch episode 1. So
okay, the guy right at the start of the episode who was dressed up as a cowboy.
Uh-huh.
He was Bane in Batman and Robin.
Really?
Yeah.
Burn. Ah.
Yeah, he was Bane.
Bane did not even look like Bane in that movie. He looked like the Incredible Hulk or something like that.
Yeah, he was super skinny, if I remember correctly. He was super skinny to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the dude. Yeah.
Bane. That's all he said in that movie. But then again, Tom Hardy's Bane, I think, was a lot better though.
Oh, he was fantastic in it. Absolutely.
So, but this Bane was terrible though. I think this Bane was a wrestler at one point. Or
I wouldn't put it past WCW.
yeah. But yeah, my number 3, Batman and Robin, such a terrible movie. Don't even waste your time.
Okay, number 2. I've gone for 1995 Power Rangers.
1995 Power Rangers.
Now, I don't know if it's because of a certain age, but when the first film when the TV series started, I would have been 7 years old, so I was prime Power Rangers. I love that shit. By the time the movie rolled around, I felt like they took a 20-minute episode and expanded it over an hour and 45 minutes, which pretty much killed it. And that was one of the fundamental key points of Power Rangers. They were 20-minute episodes. You didn't have to get invested. This film you did, and there was a lot going off in that film. I didn't enjoy it.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, I liked Ivan Ooze though. I thought he was a good villain. But then again, there was no Rita in this movie.
No, you needed Rita or Lord Zed or somebody.
Yeah.
They replaced half of the Power Rangers, the new guys. I just felt like the candle finally burnt out.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to stick with that. Power Rangers for number 2.
You know who Zordon was, right?
No.
Bryan Cranston.
For real?
I think Bryan Cranston did play. Now, I don't know if it was Bryan Cranston or somebody played. Bryan Cranston played somebody on the Power Rangers, the original Power Rangers.
He did.
And then he played Zordon in the new one, I think.
Yeah, I think.
It was a new one, right?
I heard this the other day. Somebody told me about this the other day. I don't think it was Zordon, though. You could be right, but
yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to Google that when we get off this.
Yeah. So, yeah. My number 2, one of the worst movies right here, I'm going to have to say, is Scary Movie 5. Scary Movie 5. How bad can they make the scary movies? The scary movies, like the 3 with the Wayans brothers, absolutely classic movies. I hope they bring them back, but because they've been just not as good with the spirit of the Wayans brothers in these movies. But and Regina Hall, Anna Faris were not even in this movie, so that was so disappointing. So,
was this the film with Pammy in it?
What's up?
Pamela Anderson. Was Pamela Anderson in Scary Movie 5?
What's up?
Pamela Anderson.
Oh, Pamela. I think Pamela Anderson was in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I take from this is we had this rebirth of horror slasher films in the 90s with Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and other cool classics. And it worked for the first few films, but the novelty wore off after a while. It's like a lot of films, the Final Destination films, the Fast and Furious films. There comes a time for everything, and they ran their course.
But yeah, it was actually voiced by David J. Finding Robert J. Manhan. According to Wikipedia.
Well, it must be true then.
I mean, you can write your own things on there, so there you go. So,
obviously, I'm sure it is true.
But yeah, number 2 was for me was Scary Movie 5. They are rebooting it actually, so fingers crossed. It's actually a good one right here.
Why? But like you say, if they bring those brothers back, then
if they bring the Wayans brothers back aboard, I'm all for it. So
Yeah.
All right, the worst movie of all time.
Okay, the worst movie of all time, according to Section 4 Wrestling. So it's ironic, really, because my favourite film of all time is also my least favourite film of all time. I'm talking about Ghostbusters.
What?
Ghostbusters.
The original?
2016.
Oh,
Worst
okay.
film ever.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Love the original. This one did not work, and I'm sure majority of the people that have seen it agree with me. In my own opinion, the only three things I took away from the film. One, they managed to get the original cast back, which didn't really work in the roles they were given. Chris Hemsworth, he was hilarious in it. And one of the ladies from SNL, Kate McKinnon.
Yeah. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I think she's hilarious. I watch SNL just for her.
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
She wasn't funny in this. She wasn't really funny in this. You know that?
She had a couple of lines.
Melissa McCarthy was in it.
Yeah. It was diabolical, and I think the day that film came out, many people's souls died. If you're a fan of a certain age and you appreciate what the original Ghostbusters brought to us, and even up until the present day, this film we should all just forget about. In fact, I think this list should be called the top 10 films we wish we'd forgotten about.
Maybe that's another future topic right there. We could do another top 10.
Yeah. It infuriates me. It really does. This film really infuriates me.
All right. Gigi, hands down, the worst movie of all time right there.
Gigi? Was that a horror film?
Is it G? Yeah. Is it G? I can't really pronounce it. It's Geely.
Yeah. I'm sure that was a horror film.
It was a horror film. It was like a drama.
Oh.
I think that was the one with Jennifer. Was that the one with Jennifer Lopez? I don't think I've seen it. So.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
All right. So now we go from one of my favorite directors. His name was on this list before, but I just can't say it though, because I waited so long, like, because the movie's coming into this movie, it was part of a 3-verse. You had the movie Unbreakable, and then you had another one which was going to combine the two together to make this one movie for the Beast. I'm talking about the movie Glass. It's had Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes, Bruce Willis.
And the guy from X-Men.
Yeah, I never remember his name.
But this movie was just so bad because you thought, okay, now we're gonna get like an X-Men style movie right here. But oh, okay. Yeah. But it was really a horror right there of how bad it was. So
yeah, we've just had that film drop on Netflix this week, and I was going to watch that, but now I think I'll leave it.
Glass was such a disappointment, though. I was disappointed in this movie, so that's got to be on my list of one of the worst movies of all time. And I was looking forward to that movie too, because I really enjoyed a lot. I really enjoyed M. Night Shyamalan, a lot of his work. So except for
from that series, I only saw Split.
What?
About the guy
Split was great. Split was great. That was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yeah. When he becomes the Beast, right?
Yeah. That guy can act. That guy can act.
Yeah. Jane McCoy. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That was his name. He was from X-Men, but yeah. Geely or whatever. I get it now. Yeah, we understood. But yeah. So that's our top 10 worst movies of all time right there. If you have a top 10, just leave them in the comments below. We'll read them off to you, So where could people find you?
So people can find me if you search at Section 4 Wrestling. That's spelled Section IV, Roman numerals. Not a lot of people know that. But yeah, you can find us on YouTube. We've got a video going out tomorrow. If you are a WWE fan, please check out our page. we'll be doing our predictions for Backlash France 2024.
2024. All right. The next show you'll be able to see me. You'll see me on June 1st at Wrestling Is Now. It's at the Queen's Elks Lodge. Just I'll have a table set up, so stop by and say hi. Just tell them the Metal Geek sent you over there. So for fans that are watching, so I'm the Metal Geek, and we will see you guys in the next one. We put our rock signs up.